What's up, guys? B Train here. So today I want to talk about the road that led up to making Noble Duty. It's not quite a post-mortem yet because the game is not out yet, but I want to talk about just some of the things that I had to do to get this game out there. This is my second game title, and Faded Vision is my first game title, which came out in 2022. Um, and then I started Noble Duty's development in 2023 of January. And something that's interesting that you guys might not know about is that I actually wrote the story and some of the characters of Noble Duty before I worked on Faded Vision. And if you guys have seen the trailers and checked the pages and everything, Noble Duty is actually a prequel to Faded Vision. And it kind of shows because I actually wrote the story of Noble Duty first, but I hit like some writer's block and I had some like programming difficulties to try to make the game possible. Like I wanted to do like a weather mechanic. Well, I'll show you guys on a GIF or something. But I wanted to do the game justice, and I was still really new to game development. I was new to the game engine too. And for my first released game, I wanted to make something a little bit more simple just so I could learn the game engine, right? Like I need to know how to use the tool, and I wanted to use a game project to release that project out there, right? And so I took a break from Noble Duty. I put the script to the side, and I just wrote a brand new script, made Faded Vision, made the game. I try to keep it as little programming as I could actually, and I want to just use mostly the game engine because I want to learn the game engine, like what I am capable with the engine without using as much programming. There is some like plugins and stuff like that in Faded Vision, but for the most part, I just wanted to release the game out. I want to learn the game engine. I want to tell like a good story, and I want to make like a game like at a reasonable time. I made Faded Vision in 16 months. So 16 months for a commercial game, and like considering the success it got, I'd say that's a pretty good release. Um, I'm really proud of the game. There's like some things I wish I could come back and fix, but look, that's just life as an artist, right? Like not all your work is perfect, but I still think Faded Vision was a great game. And for a first game, I'm still very proud of a lot of stuff there. There is some things in Faded Vision I still think I did better than Noble Duty, which I was kind of surprised by. But yeah, so I made Faded Vision. It's a sequel to Noble Duty. But I wrote it in a way where you can enjoy both titles, like in any order. And like, although I wrote Noble Duty first, I wrote Faded Vision in a way where you can still enjoy the game title. Like, you can just play it right there, you know? So, just letting you guys know, if you guys play Faded Vision or Noble Duty first, you can play it any order. Like, it's not a big deal. I understand how weird the internet can be about playing orders, but like, look, as a developer, I can assure you, you could play in any order. Okay, it's not a big deal. Um, but yeah, so I started Noble Duty in January of 2023, and something you guys might not know about is I moved 4 times during the development of the game. In 2.5 years, I moved 4 times. So I lived in California. I moved to New Hampshire shortly after Faded Vision. In like 6, 7, 8 months or something like that, I moved to Connecticut. Then I lived in Connecticut for about a year, and then I moved to Texas, and then I moved to another part of Texas, and now that's the location here. So that's 4 times. And yeah, let me just say right now, moving a lot during game development, that's a lot of work. Like because you lose internet, and like you gotta set up everything, and you gotta set your computer desk and everything, and it's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of work, But I had a lot of fun. Like looking back on it, like I'm laughing and like I'm saying it's hard, but like looking back, I had a lot of fun, and I feel like if I was able to move 4 times and I still finished Noble Duty in under 3 years, I'm still really proud of that achievement. Because how am I gonna say this? I feel like if like a hater or somebody on the internet say I'm like a lazy game developer or anything like that, like I truly feel like I am not a lazy game developer. I know my life. I know how much work I put into my game. You know, being able to release my type of game in the time frame I've done for Fate Division and Noble Duty. Fate Division was 16 months. This game was under 3 years. I still think that's very impressive. Like, if I just talk as a gamer, talking to like looking at an interview of like another game developer, and they told me that, I would be impressed. Especially if they're like a solo game developer and everything like that. But that's kind of like something I learned over the years, like releasing my second game and everything, is that I notice a lot of like new game developers. They're very, how do I say this? They take criticism to heart, and like I think that's for any creators, like YouTubers and every artists, everything. Like criticism is very hurtful once you release your first game project. But now that I reached my second game project, I'm actually a lot more confident in like who I am as a person, like what my vision is for my games. Like like just an example when I said like if somebody called me a lazy game developer, I would just laugh because I know the amount of work I put into my games. All right, I am definitely not a lazy game developer. I'm sure I'll hear it. It's cool, you know. I understand. I play video games too. I see what fandoms look like. It's all good, you know. But yeah, like I just thought I would mention that, just especially because I talk to game developers and there's a good amount of crowd of people who saw my trailer, that the game developers tend to be very hardworking people. They might not be perfect, but I would not say they're lazy. Let's just say that. They did not do it for the money. Let's just say that either. You know, like I do it because I want to make video games. You know, um, but yeah. So I worked on my game, and there was a few things I really wanted to do that was new to Noble Duty that I did not do in Fate Division. One was voice acting, and two was combat animation. And I worked on combat animation first. Excuse me. And I worked with somebody who helped me out with that, and like we made the game look really good. Like I really think that the combat animation is kind of what's selling the game a lot right now. I think that it makes the battle more engaging. It's a lot more funner. I think people see the trailer and they're like, "Yo, that looks cool. I want to play the game." Like that's really help out with making the game look more appealing for gamers to want to play, right? Especially in the genre I'm making, you know, it's a Fire Emblem type of indie game. Combat animation is pretty important. That's a staple in the genre. You gotta do your best in that. Um, Whether I will keep doing it in future game is really hard to say. It's actually really hard to find people who really like doing combat animation like that. And for me, like as a game director and everything like that, I don't think I'm that good at it either. I actually am really reliant on other contractors and stuff to want to do that. So we will see if we will keep that in the company. I will try to, because I know that's something that the gamers want, you know. Um, and then the next thing I actually wanted to talk about was the voice acting. That was really fun. So I've never been a voice director in my life. I've always been a fan of voice acting. Like I play a lot of JRPGs. You know, I like my voice acting. I know, like, you know, I have my favorites and everything like that. I really think voice acting brings home the message in a story. It really makes the story more appealing. And like as a writer, as somebody who wants my game to have a strong focus on writing, and why people want to play my game is for the writing, I need voice acting, because voice acting really brings the scene back to life. And so I was a voice director first time. That was interesting. I had somebody help me out with casting. He sent out a bunch of emails throughout his roster, and we basically just listened to a bunch of audition. And man, that was crazy, because I would email like 2 males and 2 females in the casting audition, and I'll get like 200 plus emails. Like it was crazy. And then I had to like go through every email. I had to pick my favorite. I had to write it down, see who will get it. Once I get them, they start their job, they do their voice acting. I get the file, and then I give them feedback. Hey, like try to say it like this, you know, things like that. And that was really fun, actually. I had a lot of fun doing that. I actually really like being a voice director, so that was kind of like a new thing that I was able to do with this game, and I found out I did enjoy it. So I will probably keep doing that in the future. I really think it made my game, like, cutscenes come to life. I really think it made the trailers like much more snappier, you know. And so voice acting, very huge one. I actually want to expand more. I wish I did more voice acting in Noble Duty. Um, it was just like budget and like inexperience. Like I'm a believer in trying to do things like a small step, and like honestly, a small step is still kind of like a pretty big leap in my opinion, because like I had like 20 plus characters to for voice acting and stuff like that, but I had like about 20 lines, 20 characters, and like that's actually not a lot, and I really wish I did fully voice acted cutscenes. I did a lot of like voice call outs, like hey or sigh, or like things like that to make the cutscene feel alive. And like I'm still happy that I did it, but I think for my next game, I really want to just do the full voice acting. So like I will have the script done at that point. I will have people voice act, and I will like voice direct them to make the scene more alive, you know? So that was something I learned a lot. I learned a lot from doing that. I cannot wait to keep doing that more. Sorry, my cat was going crazy. So I will keep that in mind. Another thing is I actually delayed my game multiple times, and that was because Dark Day 82 came out in quarter 1 of 2025, and I decided to give him the title. Like it's cool. And then I was gonna release for summer, and then my friend Blind Coco released a game in the summer, Gales of Nayeli. So I was like, all right, fine, like you could have that. And then I decided to release in September because I was already pushing it at that point. Like this game is done now, and Final Fantasy Tactics coming out in September too. So I was like, shoot, well, I'm just gonna take the slot. Like at that point, I'm ready just to release the game. Like the game is done. I really want the players to play it. It's like it's still the same genre as Final Fantasy Tactics, so we'll see how it goes. But like, I think people will still like it, you know. So let's talk about numbers. I think this is something mostly game developers care about, but I'm willing to mention it. So Faded Vision actually cost me about $8,000. This mostly was as writers, artists, and music. So it was mostly 3 people. And those same 3 people worked on Noble Duty as well. So I kept them around. They got paid about roughly the same for this game as well. Then in Noble Duty, I'm sorry, let's back up. So Faded Vision, after almost 3 years, it made about $25,000, which I say pretty good success, man. Like I forgot the statistic, but like I think like 1 year, most indie games don't even make like 10,000. So I mean, I made my money back. I reinvested into my next game. Obviously, I'm not buying a house or a car or anything like that. Like I'm not rich. Let's just say that. But like all this is from working a day job. You know what I mean? But I want to make video games. That's my passion. So Noble Duty cost me about $15,000 to make. And let's just say, I don't remember the exact numbers, everything, but let's just say it was 8,000 from like my writers and musician and artists, and then plus combat animation, programming, and voice acting. That basically doubled the price of the game. It also took me longer to make the game, and I paid a little bit more for certain things. I also paid some contractors a little bit more for certain things as well, and that cost about $15,000. Am I worried I will make that money back? Surprisingly enough, probably not. I'm actually pretty okay with where I'm at right now. My first game made 22,000, and like I really feel like my second game is a lot better, is a lot more appealing. There's a lot of things that people are excited about, so I really do think I will make that $15,000 back in like maybe a month or two. A month or two, like that's like I'd be super happy. It's not a big deal if I don't hit that, but like if I could break even, that would be happy, and then I could reinvest that money into something else in the future. Um, and a little bit about Game 3. Game 3 is gonna be a very I want to say cheap, but like it's a frugal game because I have a lot of the assets already. and it won't take as long to make. I'm actually pretty settled in at my place right now. I'm pretty happy. There's my cat over there, you know. Uh, but I feel like my game is gonna be it's gonna do well. Noble Duty is gonna do very well. My third game is basically already funded already, honestly. And I have a fourth game like in kind of like hidden in the secret right now that's in development. That one might take me a while, so I'm trying to finish my third game and work on my fourth game at the same time. So I am actually very optimistic of where Noble Duty will go. We will see what happens. Maybe you'll see my postmortem. I say, man, I flunked, and then I'm homeless now. No, I'm just playing. I don't like rely on my games for a living. Like I just do this because I really enjoy it, and I want to fund my future games as well. You know. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. I just kind of want to rant about like the development of Noble Duty because I've been in the cave for 3 years and I finally got out. So I mean, I'm kind of happy. I finally got to play video games again too. I'm catching up my backlog. Right now, I'm playing Dynasty Warrior Origin and I'm having a great time. I'm like replaying some Yu-Gi-Oh games and stuff like that. So like, it's great. I'm finally free. You know what I mean? And I'm really enjoying making these YouTube videos lately. All right, that's it from me, guys. I hope to see you guys in the next one.